Every language learner wants rich vocabulary. We want to be articulate and want vocabulary to roll off our tongues. No surprise that 85% of all language learners we surveyed put vocabulary as one of their top priorities. In this video, I'll share 5 digital tools that you need to achieve your vocabulary goals. We'll start with flashcard apps and then look at 2 other digital tools which are free that I personally use to learn new English and German vocabulary every day. Hi, my name is Sherzad and this is Language Story. Let's go! Flashcard app number 1, Anki. Anki is possibly the world's first flashcard app that popularized spaced repetition. It's an open source, community-maintained family of apps. You can access it on your machine, web, and mobile. The web and desktop versions are free, good news, but getting a mobile app will cost you a bit of money. Anki is a powerful app that gives you tons of customization options. You can literally tweak every parameter of the spaced repetition. It's a general purpose app so that you can learn anything with it, not just vocabulary. Because of that, it lets you create all sorts of flashcards and customize what you include in your flashcards. On the downside, Anki has a poor user experience. Practicing your decks can get cumbersome quite quickly, and the lack of access to curated vocabulary lists or personalization makes it tedious. Flashcard app number 2, Quizlet. Quizlet is a solid alternative to Anki. It's ideal if you're getting ready for a test, as it's designed for university students who want to cram a lot of stuff in a short time, right before the exams. The downside is that their algorithm, the spaced repetition algorithm, and the learning experience won't help you memorize vocabulary for the long term. Quizlet makes it easy to access other people's decks, add your vocabulary, and import vocabulary from a CSV file. Its free version is pretty decent, but you'll have to bear with tons of ads. Like Anki, Quizlet's access to other people's content is good, but the lack of curation makes finding exciting and relevant vocabulary quite challenging. Also, you'll have to import the entire deck and then sort it and clean it up one by one. Their UX takes a bit of learning curve as well. Flashcard app number 3, Heylama. Disclaimer, this is the app that my team and I are building. We were so unhappy about the existing tools that we decided to create our own. A hassle-free, flexible, effective, and a simple way of learning thousands of words and phrases. Just like previous apps, Heylama lets you add your own vocabulary and practice them every day with spaced repetition. However, unlike previous apps, we're not an all-purpose app. It means that we're focused on language learning and we serve language learners just like you. It also means that we have features that generic apps don't have. For example, every time you add a vocabulary, we generate automatically a pronunciation for it. We also translate it for you, and we even suggest meaningful contextual examples for it. Moreover, we give you access to curated vocabulary through our Vocabulary Explorer feature. And anytime you want to discover new vocabulary, you can just go there and do it without much effort. And you know what the best thing is? We don't have a mobile app. Yes, you heard me right. Let me ask you something. How many times have you downloaded a language app only to realize that a few days later you just stopped using it? We know it's 100%. We looked at the data and saw that you'd stop using our app quite soon. But we want you to learn thousands of new words and phrases. So we found a much better way. We bring your vocabulary practice to your favorite messenger. We already have Telegram Coach that lets you practice the vocabulary you add on the web inside the Telegram Messenger. Our users love it. Heck, I love it and use it every day myself. Next, we're bringing it to WhatsApp. The best part is that it's free and you won't get bombarded by ads. Just check it out, go to heylama.app or just click on the link in the description. Next, we'll cover 2 free tools that are not for memorization. They help you with understanding how to use what you learn, such as finding examples, figuring out the correct translation, and the verb conjugation. Tool number 4, DeepL. If you don't know what DeepL is, then you should definitely give it a try. It's basically an alternative to Google Translate, but it's 10 times better. It doesn't translate your sentences word for word the way Google Translate does. Its translation is contextual. It's often more precise than how I would personally do it. What I love about DeepL is that it's actually more than a translation tool. It suggests alternative translations for any vocabulary inside a sentence and lets you dive deeper into separate words. Let's say we want to translate something from German to English. Ich gehe nach Hause, which means I'm going home. Let's click on the verb going. First, you see all alternative suggestions that fit the context. You can just pick whatever works. Second, if you scroll down, you can see tons of valuable information about the verb to go. Here, DeepL realized that we are interested in the phrase nach Hause gehen, to go home, and is providing examples and clarifications for us. Below is also giving more info about the verb to go itself. So most importantly, you can just copy-paste examples from here into your flashcard app. Learning in context is just way more effective than learning vocabulary on its own. DeepL makes it easy to find great examples. Tool number 5, Reverso Conjugator. This is an excellent tool if you want to understand better the grammatical aspects of using verbs. Verbs are action words: to go, to buy, to shoot a video. Let's type the verb to go. It'll give you tons of valuable information about it, including conjugation rules. Just look at it. It's present tense, different persons, plural and singular. This is a great way to add more context to each verb that you want to learn. Let's recap. If you want to learn vocabulary, you have Anki, Quizlet and Heylama. Go test all of them and pick the one that works best for you. To better understand vocabulary that you want to learn and how to use what you're learning in speech or writing, go to DeepL or Verb Conjugator tool from Reverso. Happy learning and see you next week.